Hey everyone, Simon here. Is money evil? Is spirituality opposed to money? It's a, these are questions that have confounded people and myself for a very long time. And as I've grown older, I have maybe a more mature, a renewed perspective on it. Um, Now, the pursuit, I'm going to approach this from a Vedic philosophy perspective, the perspective that says there are four fundamental life pursuits called dharma, which is your purpose in life. Why are you here on this planet, right? If you had no survival needs, or if those were taken care of, what would you still want to do, right? You want to fix cars? Do you want to heal people? What is it that you want to do? Fly airplanes? And beyond work, like what is your purpose for being here, right? What is your function? That's called dharma, and I've written 3 books about it. First one called The 5 Dharma Types. I suppose I can show them here. I'll go to the ubiquitous site. 5 Dharma Types. I'm sure you guys know this one. This is my crowning achievement. I wrote this book and I said, okay, I can die now. It's fine. My purpose has been fulfilled, is to convey this idea that people have different types of purpose depending on what their dharma type is. So, but I'm still here. So, which means I probably still have work to do. The next book was called Sex, Love, and Dharma, which should have been called Health, Love, and Dharma, because there's so many health recipes in there. Certainly a lot about love and relationships and sex. And there's that. Then came the Dharma Method, and finally Gambler's Dharma. So I guess I've written 4 books about that. The point here is that everyone has a purpose on this planet, and that is one of the fundamental goals in life, Dharma. The next one is called Artha. Artha is not what most people think it is. But I'm going to tell you first what most people think it is, and then I'm going to tell you the sort of the etymological, the deeper meaning, if you will. Artha, most people believe, is sustenance, wealth, money. Okay, um, it's first and second chakra kind of stuff, like survival. Right? You need food, you need money, you need housing, shelter to survive. This is Artha. Now, so most people think this is money. The deeper meaning of Artha is having the means that then allow you, having the foundation that allows you to pursue the other 3. Because if you're hungry and you don't have shelter, it's hard for you to pursue your dharma, right? Your true purpose in life. Let's say your purpose is to, you love fixing cars, like, and you want to help, like that. You just love that. Everything in your life revolves, like, you can't stop thinking about it. Well, if you have no artha to go to school to learn how to do it, to, purchase a car, to travel, to be around people to where you learn, around mentors who will teach you. So artha comes first. That's the point, right? But the Sanskrit root art means that which it actually means purpose. Kimartam gacchasi. For what purpose are you going? For what reason? So artha kind of this is going to seem a little weird to people who are hippie spiritual. Go, oh, artha is no, it's artha is just money. No, artha is purpose, because it is the purpose of the human body, of this embodied being, to survive. And if that purpose isn't met, then you can't go on to fulfill your other 3. So you need good health, that's artha. Shelter and abundance, artha. And those are the foundations. So artha actually means purpose, but it relates to the purpose of establishing yourself in the world as a human being, meaning you are you grow up from being a child, you become you're a sibling, then you become a husband or a wife, and then you become a father or a mother, then a grandparent. All of those are part of your fundamental purpose, which is, you could say it's Artha, because it's you're helping yourself and your family survive in this world. What is beyond that then is your dharma, right? So raising a family, going to work, making money, having shelter, this is your basic purpose, which falls under Artha. Then Kama. Kama is, we're not just here to work. We're not just here to fulfill just a purpose. We're also here to enjoy ourselves. We have five senses. And this is Kama. Kama is the natural pleasure that comes from walking your path of Dharma and from fulfilling your Artha, your human purpose. So this is where I personally have gone wrong in, not wrong, but where I have really struggled in the past, because I went straight to Dharma. I said, forget about Artha. Don't need it. I'm going straight for Dharma. And if I were a monk or a nun, then that maybe would have been fine. If I had gone to an ashram to live somewhere where those needs were provided for me, shelter, food, having a family, warmth, and so forth, and a basic income, I would have been fine. But I didn't. What I did was I went and traveled to India, slept in train stations and airports, and visited places all around the world, not just India, and looking for dharma, right? For spiritual sustenance purpose. And what I ignored is that there is a dharma that comes before it, which is to take care of the body, take care of, your social obligations, social needs, take care of your mom and dad, your siblings, and so forth. And so without fulfilling that, you can't have the kama, the enjoyment of a life well lived. So if you go straight for dharma, then you better go and just get there, because then otherwise you will get pulled back by the necessities of life. And finally, there's moksha. Moksha comes from the root much. Much, munchate, means to release. Munchati means to release, to be released from the necessities of dharma, artha, and kama. You don't need to feel pleasure anymore because you have a higher pleasure. You don't need even sustenance anymore because you're being sustained by divine prana, divine force. So as a person gets older and becomes enlightened, they truly become lighter, right? They need less food. They need less, family things, people to tell them, "Oh, I love you so much." You don't need any of that, and you don't. And you've done fulfilling your dharma in the world. You fixed all the cars in the world, and at a certain point, you're like, "Okay, I'm good." Moksha. I'm released from those needs. Now, this is not a place you reach, or it's not like, oh, at age 65, boom, you're done. No, this happens gradually for most people. And at a certain point, you realize you don't need the things you needed when you were younger. For some people, like the great saints of the world, like Shankaracharya, enlightened at age 16 or before that, he realized moksha, he didn't need on any of that stuff at age 16. So it's not age dependent, it's experience dependent. And sometimes people bring in their experience from other lifetimes. By the way, what you see behind me here is the Jagannatha temple. Jagannatha means the Lord of the universe. It is one of the most sacred Vishnu temples in Puri, in East India, South Middle East India, which is perhaps appropriate because this is that kind of talk. So this talk is about money and spirituality. And Jagannatha, another name for Krishna or Vishnu, the incarnations of Vishnu, is Krishna was well known to have both, right? All the money in the world. That's why he's called Bhagavan. Bhagavan means someone who has all the wealth, all the charisma, all the might, prosperity, and spiritual enlightenment. So all of these things coexist, and this is a symbol that we can aspire to that. How? By fulfilling these four aims of life. Now, why am I on this page? Because a long time ago, in 2012, which is 9 years ago, I made a video, a course on Vedic astrology. Because Vedic astrology truly is the eye, the third eye of the Veda, that opens up our understanding of not only ourselves and our purpose in the world, but of how the world works, the universe, the planets, the stars, and how they relate to human life. The bigger picture, the bigger time frames, both geological and cosmic. Anyway, so this is an excerpt called Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha, What's Your Path, that I did. This is from those astrology videos where I showed you, based on your chart, how to know, yes, we all need to fulfill all four of them, but for each person, there is one that you can focus on that will help you fulfill all of them. This is a little secret they don't teach you. Similarly, in yoga philosophy, you have the 10 commandments of yoga, the yamas and the niyamas. Ahimsa, satyam, asteya, brahmacharya, paringraha, right? But they don't tell you, okay, you have to tell the truth, be nonviolent, you have to be celibate, don't steal, take a shower every day. Oh my God, it becomes overwhelming. But what they don't tell you is that by practicing one of those for your dharma type, if you're a warrior, you have to practice satya. Okay. If you're an educator, you have to practice ahimsa. And that practice gets you all of them, gets you the effect of practicing all of them. Again, they don't tell you this stuff in the books. So by practicing the aim of life appropriate to your chart, to your horoscope, you get the effects more quickly of all of them. This is why in another video I said having an astrological consultation is akin to 2 years of therapy, sometimes even 20 years of therapy, conventional therapy, because the chart shows you your roadmap, your blueprint, your architecture. And a good astrologer who is able to read those symbols in the chart. Now, a bad astrologer is going to mess you up, just like a bad therapist or a bad mechanic or anything. But a good astrologer who knows how to interpret those symbols can truly help you map out the entirety of your life. So, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Check that video out and you'll see how using the horoscope, you can figure out which one of those to really focus on. But let me sort of come back to this point about Artha, because the original question is prosperity, is money evil? Is prosperity against spirituality? And my teacher, who first taught me astrology, actually changed the order of these. He said, Artha comes first. It's Artha, Dharma, Kama, Moksha. And now this isn't the standard order. Why did he say that? Because without a foundation in a stable physical foundation in the things we've talked about, sustenance, shelter, and so forth, it's very difficult to go on and pursue your dharma. So from that perspective, having prosperity and having that purpose, remember, Artha also means purpose. Having that purpose in your life fulfilled is in fact the most spiritual thing you can do. Have you ever noticed that when even people who go into spiritual organizations, they join a group, even the naked ones, they all wear a costume. Have you noticed that? Like the naked ones have dreadlocks and they have a little, langoti or nothing, but that's their costume. There are others who wear orange robes. There are others who, Christian, they carry a cross. They have their hair chopped in a certain way. What do you think this is? That's Artha. That's you belonging to a group that is protecting and gives you a certain kind of shelter, sustenance, and continuity. This is Artha. The same thing with you belonging to a family. Even Harley Davidson biker groups. Everybody's got a costume. They wear their leather jackets. The military men and women wear their uniforms. This is Artha, because your costume, what you're wearing, gives you purpose. It shows what your family is, what family you belong to. And like, even if you wear a t-shirt that says Calvin Klein, okay, I belong to the Calvin Klein family, whatever that means. But it gives you a certain social standing. You get it? So Artha, we're all looking for it, even the spiritual seeker. Sometimes you go and you look at the river Ganga and you see the yogis there. And if you try to go sit down, some of the yogis might kick you out. Like, oh no, that's my spot. This is my spot. Get out of here. What are you talking about? You're supposed to be enlightened. No, that's my spot. Artha, that's his house. It's like you walking into somebody else's house. Even if there are no governmental, borders ordained by the city or municipality that say this belongs to this yogi, nonetheless, he or she has, graded out that part of the riverbank as his spot or her spot. So this is Artha, guys. And without Artha, so this is the illusion. People go, no, money's evil. The pursuit of money is evil. The pursuit of sustenance and prosperity is evil. But the thing is, everybody does it. Even the monks and the nuns pursue Artha in their own way. So if you pursue it with the sense that this is the foundation for my experiencing the other fruits and goals in life, then it's not only not evil, ideally speaking, it actually helps propel you forward in your purpose. Just as, the yogi or the Christian mystics uniform and the cross and everything, that gives them a sense of identification that says, I'm a spiritual person. And from here now, I can go and seek God. Again, that's their foundation. So Artha, in its true sense, in its Sanskrit sense, means purpose. And it's the things that give you the springboard to allow you to fulfill your higher purpose: food, family, security, prosperity, and a sense of attainment in this world. Like, hey, I'm safe. A tiger's not going to come and eat me. Now, there are very few people who can truly bypass these things. I know I tried doing it many years, didn't work, or it worked somewhat, but then I realized, no, I still have attachments to the comforts and sensations of life. And those I need to come back and fulfill those. So this is part of the reason that now I'm doing videos on cryptocurrencies and on investment and all this stuff. It's not because I've lost or forgotten the path of Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. It's because, in fact, indeed, I want to fulfill that path. So if you'd like to learn a little more about astrology and about finding your own path, I have a plethora of free videos on YouTube. If you're ready to go beyond those, I recommend going to decodingvedicwisdom.com. There it is, where I have classes on Sanskrit, classes on the classical texts, certification, nakshatras, the outer planets, power planet combos, probably my most useful class. If you want to get into the inside psychology and core issues of a person, this is it. If you want to be a practicing astrologer, no matter what your level is, you could already be a practicing astrologer or be a complete beginner. This class, believe it or not, this class will help you get there much faster. Secrets of Sacred Sound, Dharma Method, and I guess that's all we have for now, but more will be coming up. So we'd love to see you here. If you have any questions, put them in the link below, and I will see you in the next one. Namaste, everyone.